Hello, this is WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, and you are listening to Going Solo with Cece. We have one of our very favorite guests on today, Dr. Kat Smith. Dr. Kat Smith has been on our show before, and we have an audio on her with regards to her book. She's got a lot of great books out, and the ABCs of Intimacy is one of them. And so you can just go into our author's corner. She's there, and we'll also be adding this show to it. So welcome to the show, Dr. Kat.
Well, thank you so much, Cece. I always enjoy talking with you guys.
Well, I tell you what, you are just an expert in your field, and you are an intimacy expert. You're located there in the Dallas area, right?
That's correct.
And but you've been helping people, really get through some of the issues and kind of resolving, bringing them around with regards to, opening up. I mean, I know that you deal with both abusive, relationships, things like that, people that have really suffered some trauma to be able to move their life through that and being able to open up. But then you've also helped people through some life-changing events such as divorce and really opening the doors for people. So today, what we're going to talk about is really balancing the love and life of intimacy for independent women. Because what I'm finding on the scope of dating, and I come across a lot of ladies who tend to be, they've been married for a long time, but they've also been very independent. They run their household. They're very take charge kind of ladies, because as they move through their lives, raising their families, they've found that that's what they really had to do. Now stepping into the dating arena, they're still in that taking charge, movement. And so what would you say, Dr. Kat, is some of the challenges that independent women have?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me back on.
Oh, I love having you on.
Thank you. Well, let's go back just to kind of sum things up. Okay. What is an independent, strong woman? What are the characteristics that, are being put out there? And then, guys are looking at that. So when we sum up from a guy's perspective, what is a successful woman? Strong woman. So these are some characteristics. And if you have any of these characteristics, you fall into line on what we're talking about today. Okay. She knows what she wants and she goes after it. Okay. Be it a job or a man. All right. And you want him, but you don't need him to manage your life. Okay. And that's what you were just saying, Cece. She's used to managing her life and taking control. All right. You're smart, and you're smart for a reason. So you see through all, any lies. He can't, play you, basically. You require consistency and his ability to show vulnerability, but not weakness. Okay, so that's the difference there. You want that man to be, both sensitive and strong. Okay, another thing is you're not afraid of intimacy or sex, and you will initiate. You will be aggressive in the bedroom. Okay, you're not afraid to say, hey, no, do it this way. Let's try this. Let's go at it. Okay, and you keep others on their toes because you're intense. You are well-traveled, you're well-read, you understand. Let me turn off my email because that was just a tweet. So, okay, there we go. Let's get that out of the way. So you're usually up on current topics. So you're a very interesting intellectual. Okay, so you know how to hold your own in a room, okay, at a party or whatever. So you're not the type of woman that just stands under her man and he has to introduce you to everybody. You're going, oh, look at so-and-so, let me go over there and I'll talk to you a minute, babe. You're just doing your thing. And you don't waste time. So you don't baby a guy, all right? And if he starts to pull away because of your independence or your strength, then you just move on to the next one. Yeah, it may hurt and you'll lick your wounds and you'll get right back up and you're going at it. And in love, you will fight for your man and you will push and encourage him to be as successful as you are because, see, you know how to get there. And so you want to help him as much as you can. So, you will fight for him. And the last thing is you love strong. Just as hard as you work, you love just as strong. So those are the characteristics that we're talking about when we're talking about an independent, strong, headstrong woman and the challenges she will have in dating.
Yeah. So what would your advice be, as you're moving out there and you're moving through to dating? What could you, because I know that it does become overwhelming for some guys.
Yeah, it does. It's very overwhelming because you're trying, especially if you like you say, you've been married and now you're divorced and you're going into the new age dating of the swipe communities, but or the online dating. You have to understand that you have to balance, and that's why this program is called Balancing Love and Life, Intimacy for the Independent Woman, because you want intimacy, and intimacy and sex is totally different. It's not the same thing. And we're now being trained by guys to think that intimacy is sex, and the only way we're going to get that intimacy is through sex, by giving him sex. So no, we got to take the reins and we say, no, intimacy and sex are not the same thing. We want that close, emotional, deep connection, and they want the physical connection. So what I would suggest is to understand that you are stronger in your female energy. Now, what do I mean by that? Men and women have both male and female energy, masculine and feminine energy. And when you are operating in your female energy, you are stronger, you are more persuasive. And in business, being persuasive is so powerful. Women, we work with our right brain. We are creative. Men are more analytical and focused. We can do many things at one time. We can multitask, and they're better at focusing on work, on certain things. Anyway, so if you are at work, you're good in your masculine energy because you're a go-getter. You're solving problems. You're taking control. You're taking charge. And I'm not saying you can't have it all. You can have it all. And this is why this program is so important. You can have your success, your independence, make all the money you want, and you can have that loving, caring, deeply intimate relationship. It's all in the strategy. And staying in your female energy, staying in that creative mode, and being able to balance all of the things that you're juggling.
Well, that's why you're the expert, that's for sure. And I tell you, I don't think I did you justice, Mike, because I know you and we've had you on the show before. So as far as introducing you, you have been on some awesome shows. You've been on Good Morning America, Huffington Post Live, Good Morning Texas, Fox 4 in Dallas. So you're an expert in your field of intimacy, and it's so vital, I think, for us to have someone like you to be able to go to talk about those things, because like you said, it's very, very different than the actual act of sex. Being intimate with someone is, to me, it's like almost the ultimate, because it lasts forever, when you're intimate with someone, when you have that sharing and that connection with someone.
Yes.
Yeah, sex is like what, maybe 5 minutes, or depends on whatever.
Okay, I usually give them about 7 minutes, and that doesn't
include 7 minutes
to play, Yeah, I always say sex lasts on average, intercourse lasts on average 7 minutes. What are you doing with the rest of your time to really connect with that person? Mm-hmm. And that's why I wrote the ABCs of Intimacy, because I want people to understand that it's the trust and the care and the nurturing, the support, the affection, and sex and passion are part of that, but it's only a small component. It's decadent and it's wonderful and it feels so good, but when that's over, what do you have? And that's what's so important.
Yeah, and that's really what we want to be able to capture, moving forward in relationships, is that connection that we have. And, I think independent women, it's great to be with an independent woman because she's not as, I wouldn't think she is as needy. Do you think she's as needy?
No, she's not. And she has that ability because she knows what she wants. She can go and she's like, okay, look, I'm going to go over here and, you probably need to grab yourself something to eat because I'm going to be late. And I mean, she takes control. She's like, okay, here, this is what's happening in my world. And when she comes together with her man, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But she still has to make space for him in her world. We're sometimes so driven, and we're taking care of business, but he has to feel that he has a place in her world.
Yeah, that he's special. Yeah, I totally get that. And I understand that it takes someone some time to be able to work on that, because it's not, when you meet someone at the beginning, it's not the same as the relationship as you nurture it along. It'll change, it'll evolve, won't it?
Yes, it will. and it's not a bad thing, because if you're growing together, it's a wonderful thing. But a lot of times we let life get in the way. Okay. And we understand that there's kids and there's, the stress of work and so many demands on our time. I say couples are emotionally, mentally, and physically exhausted because we're constantly engaged either with our devices or work or whatever other responsibilities we have. So we have to dedicate just as much time to growing and nurturing that relationship as we do everything else. See, we will DVR scandal, we will get our hair and nails done, and we will do all this stuff, faithfully, religiously. But when it comes to our relationship, we don't even think about it. We don't think that we need to give it that special quality time that it needs.
Right. And sometimes I think you do need that one-on-one to be able to slow it down, right? And connect.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's so vital. That's so very important.
Yeah, and keep the romance going in the sexual, attraction. Keep that going. Don't have the same old vanilla sex, do something fun and exciting, do it in a different part of the house, not just in the bedroom, if there's no one else there, do it on the kitchen island. I don't care. Just, make it different. Don't just be missionary vanilla sex,
Right.
Do some exciting stuff.
Yeah, make it spicy. Add a little spice to your life. Yeah, absolutely. Change it up. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Totally. And you know what? It's a win for both parties. So there's the
right? Yeah, and that's another thing. It drives me batty when I hear women say, that's all he thinks about. He comes in, for the massage on the shoulders or whatever, or gives you that look. Yeah, And women are going, oh, that's all you think about. Well, the reason why that happens, ladies, is because he has not given you any affection. He has not been affectionate. He's only affectionate when he wants sex. And that's not going to cut it with a woman. A woman needs affection. She needs it on a daily basis. Don't come up to her. When you set those patterns of affection that are anchored to sex, then she is going to resent it. You have to set those patterns of affection on a daily basis so that she doesn't automatically think, oh, he wants to poke. No, he just loves me. He's showing me affection. He's, just showing me that I'm more than just a hole to plug in. Okay. Mm-hmm. When he's touching on you, and you've got to take the lead because he has no clue. So you have to be affectionate and show him that affection does not always have to lead to sex, and snuggle up to him. I say you never pass each other without being affectionate. A little hug, little kiss, little squeeze, a little pat on the butt, whatever. And no run by kissing, stop, hold each other and, look into each other's eyes and just, share a moment, share that affection. And once those patterns of affection are set, and a lot of times it doesn't lead to sex, then she won't resent, the fact that he's initiating sex. And she'll initiate even more then.
No, absolutely. And it carries you over, doesn't it? It carries you over through that tough day that you're having. So if you spend a little time in the morning and you do that, you've made that little bit of a connection. When you're having those bad times during the day, you kind of think back and think about how good that felt. And you're looking forward to coming home and being able to share that experience again. And like you said, maybe it'll lead into something more, which would be absolutely fantastic for both parties. So
exactly. And because if you're having a drive, getting traffic, just think about, you get that oxytocin, those hormones get released by touch and by that kiss, and then you kind of alleviate some of that stress while you're driving or dealing with, commuters or whatever the case may be, or the people at your work, that, when you can't stand the person in the next cubicle or whatever.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, we're going to have to take a quick break. So Dr. Kat, how can we reach you?
You can find me at drkatsmith.com. That's drkatsmith.com.
That's great. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, what we're going to talk about is maybe share a little bit more with the audience of some tips that they might be able to do to really create that intimacy in their life. And so I think that's what's so important for us. So thank you so much, Dr. Kat. Well, we are on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is Cece with Going Solo with Cece, and I'm so delighted to have you with us each and every week. And we want to thank you for listening to our show, our channel. We really are taking you through the divorce recovery, through the transition of dating and relationships. We're bringing you great shows of inspiration that are really going to change your life. So I'm so very pleased that we are honored to be able to have such wonderful guests like Dr. Kat today with us, and all of the other guests that have been with us. And Dr. Kat is one of our elite leaders in our showcase, so she is there in our author's corner also with all of her great books. So you can go right there, click on her books, you can go buy them and read each and every one of them because they're absolutely fabulous. So we want to thank you so much. So Dr. Kat, thank you again for being on. We're going to get right back to the show. It is so exciting to have you with us. Now, you are an intimacy expert. You've been doing this for quite some time. You have a doctor of human sexuality, and you are a certified love coach. And you do both private sessions with your clients, and you have programs that you have put in place that really do help others being able to move forward. Can you share with us a little bit about your background and how you got into doing what you're doing?
Yes, I recently did a TED Talk about it. I am a survivor of child molestation and rape. And so from that, I've always felt that I was supposed to be a voice for women who couldn't communicate and articulate what it feels like to be betrayed, violated, abused. And so that's always been my purpose. And I wanted to get my degree so that I could better understand all the components of human sexuality, so that I can better help anyone that came to me for assistance. I focus on trauma because, that's just near and dear to my heart. Mm-hmm. But I also help individuals and couples who are just having a tough go at it in their relationship.
Right. Well, we do appreciate so much what you do. And I think you've changed lives, tremendously. And understanding that, you came from a place of hurt and pain and turning it towards making it a very loving intimacy, a very loving experience, and a very connecting experience for people. And so I think you should be commended for that. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit more about our subject of independent women. So what advice can we give? Because if we're moving forward in our lives and we're kind of take charge kind of people, and I guess I'm kind of like that, even though I've spent years with the man and I didn't behave that fashion, which is very surprising for me. So now when I look at my life, I can see that I kind of mirrored my own behavior you know, in a way that he wanted me to behave, because he was more of the take charge kind of person. Now I'm gonna be like coming out of my shell, and I find myself being a little bit more independent, a little bit more of the take charge. And I'm not necessarily speaking for independent women. I don't think that men, it's hard to find men that can appreciate that, but it also can be very overwhelming. And so we talked about, you know, making sure that your masculine side isn't always, you know, out there. But any other tips that we can give women to be able to be true to themselves, but also embrace their partners and their men, their potential men of dating?
Yes, definitely. You know, this is why, these are some points why it's a challenge for women when they're strong and independent and they're homeowners and they're so successful. You know, like I said, men, they're intimidated by your strength, okay? Because he perceives that you're in his role. And what is he supposed to do? I mean, okay, what do I do now? She's playing my role, you know? Everyone wants to be valued, okay? So he needs your independence, makes him feel that he's not needed, and he wants to be needed, and he needs to be wanted. He needs to feel that he has a place in your world. Now, I know you've heard this. A lot of women would say, I want a man, but I don't need a man. And that's good. You may not need him financially. You may not need him to provide certain things for you, but you do need a man because you want that balance in your life. You need that sexual expression. You need, you know, companionship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what love is all about. Having that one person in your life that you really feel has got your back, and you both love each other and you balance things out. And, you know, just a wonderful experience to share. And so when he feels that you don't need him in your life, then he's going to feel inadequate. Okay, because he wants to be the man in the relationship. He wants to pursue you and say, you know what you want, even if you go at it. I mean, you know, as a man, he's like, you're going to walk up to him. You're not going to wait for him to make the first move. But he wants to be the man in the relationship. You know, chivalry is not dead. Let me tell you an example of that. My husband is just, he carries stuff for me. You know, it's like I'm walking, he has my handbag and all the bags and everything. He just carries everything. He opens doors, gets the car door. I mean, he loves doing that, you know, and I let him do it because he feels that that's what he is supposed to do as a man for his woman. That's his expression of love for her. Okay. So men want to be that, and he wants you to be sensitive to what he's trying to do and be for you. So don't snap at him. It's like, I can do it myself. I don't need you to do this for me. I can carry it. I'm not, you know, helpless. You know, he's not saying that. He is just trying to express to you that his love for you. And that's all he's trying to do. So you need to be sensitive to that. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, all right, we say that we want him to be transparent and honest, but you got to understand, if he was out there dating, you know, several women, doing his thing, he was still very competitive. He had that strategic conqueror kind of mentality, and he, you know, still kind of wants to win. And because you're, you know, strong and you can tell if he's lying or not. He can't win. So, you know, just give him a little break on that, you know, because, you know, being right is kind of, you know, that righteousness, you know, it doesn't serve either one of you, you know, so you can know that you're right and you can just let it go, you know. Don't bust his balls about it.
Yeah, you know, what I'm thinking about as you're talking is like, there's a difference between, I think, being an independent woman, you know, the word independence, what is that word to you? And I think that as we move forward in our lives and we want to embrace a partnership with someone else, we do have to maybe reevaluate that, because we can still be independent, but without, I hate to say, without busting their balls. We could do I hate to say that, but we could do that. We could appreciate them for being men and doing certain things for us, and wanting to take care of us, and wanting to. Isn't that what we want? We do want them to do that. Not necessarily that we need it, but we do want them to love and honor and respect us. And yeah.
Yeah. And this is a funny one, but okay, so I'm 6'2", okay? And my husband was never going to walk up and try to sweep me up in his arms and that stuff. And I'm going, well, wait a minute, I want that. Why don't you pick me up, But, guys will pick that, 4'2" woman up and like twirl her up in the air because, she's cute and she's small and they won't hurt their back, trying to pick her up. But, yeah, we do. We want all that stuff because we've been programmed as little girls, that the night is going to come and whisk us away and it's going to be all romantic and all this stuff. And yeah, we can have the success. We can have that independent. We can go get it and start our businesses and be successful and, do all of that. But deep down inside, as girls, as women, we do. We want that man who is just going to be that, that yummy, sexy, take charge kind of man, and just make us feel that we don't have a care in the world, that he's got our back and he's gonna take care of us, and that's just beautiful, though.
Yeah. And I think this show is really good because it helps, if any men are out there listening, it helps them to understand that even though someone is if they're looking at a woman that is a take charge kind of woman, she still has a sensitive side to her. And, that it's very important. It's very important for us to be able to embrace that side of us.
Yes. And there's not, allowing yourself to be sensitive is not a bad thing. A lot of independent women feel that they're afraid that they'll get sucked into the vortex of love and they'll lose their, they won't be their authentic self, and they won't, they'll lose their success and their identity, And so if women understand that being loving and caring and nurturing and all of that is not a negative thing, you're stronger in that because you have that feminine energy and you are sharing that with someone. So you're so much more persuasive, and once he's getting what he wants, which is that feeling that you have made a place in your world for him, and you're showing that you need him and care about him and all that stuff, then he's ready to give you anything you want. But you got to balance it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think there's a wealth of information here, and I do feel that we can have it all. I mean, I think both women and men can have it all. And so it's just really trying to kind of figure out their partner a little bit, figure out their own needs, and being able to come together with it, and maybe talking about it and sharing. That's, part of being intimate with each other. And so I think that's also very important.
Yes, it is. Communication is one of the top modules. When I do my intimacy wheel, it's in the center of the wheel, it's intimacy. And then it has all these prongs sticking out, and it's, love, care, and bonding, and communicating and affection, and all these different, aspects of intimacy. It's the foundation for your house of love to stand on. Mm-hmm. You build that deep, intimate connection. That is what is the lasting power of the relationship. Because as we age, the sex is going to go by the wayside. I don't care how much Viagra he takes. It's probably not going to work after a while. Okay. And so what do you have that's lasting? And that's that deep, intimate connection. So you can create that.
Yeah, I think you definitely can. And I thank you so much for being on the show. It's so, and you've popped in on my date chat nights and things like that, different stuff that I have. All of a sudden I see, oh, Dr. Kat, she's here. So it's great. And I want to thank you so much for being very open and helping us, being able to move forward and with the shows and all that we do here on Going Solo. So I just want to thank you so much for all the support that you've given us over the time that we've been doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Oh, it's great. So tell us again, Dr. Kat, how can we reach you?
Well, you can go to drkatsmith.com. That's DRKAT Smith.com. And also, just for your listeners to be aware of, I have a 30-day power challenge on my site that you can register for. Join it. If you don't want to, after the 30 days, you don't want to be on the list anymore, you can opt out. But for 30 days, you will get an email that helps you with creating that deep, intimate relationship. You'll have date night tips. You'll have some sexy tips. You'll have just all kinds of information that helps you to understand your relationship more and to be able to create that deep, intimate relationship.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's definitely important. And also you do some one-on-ones with individuals if they feel they need that little bit of extra, communication and strengthening in their relationships.
Yes, I do. All they have to do is call my office. That's 972-594-9435 and schedule an appointment. I do give a 20-minute free consultation so that I can get a better idea of what's going on. And then from there, I either send out the questionnaire or we schedule an appointment. But yeah, I get more detailed information so that I can really tailor the session to you. And I help men, women, and couples. So
yeah, definitely. Now I know that you have some different programs that you have established over the years. Do you want to share any of those with us today at all?
Yeah, I'm excited to say I launched my school. It's called the School of Intimate Knowledge. And if you go to drkatsmith.com and click on offerings, then you'll see the button for the school. And I have 6 different programs right now. One is on enhancing the male libido. One is on female sexuality, embracing your feminine energy, feminine sexuality. 69 tips to enrich intimacy. Return to romance, creating a love vision board, and the other one is can't remember what the other one is, but anyway, I have 6 programs there that are it's exciting to get to understand deeper what we're here to enjoy with our relationships.
Yeah, definitely. I love so much what you do, and I really do feel, as you do, that we have to embrace ourselves, really get to know ourselves and really get more familiar with the core of our being so that we can better relate to someone else. And so I think your programs are very important, and I would encourage those that are listening to go on your site, look at what you do have, and sign up definitely for this power challenge, because I think the more that we learn about ourselves, the more we can embrace who we are. It again raises our vibration. We're able to make connections with those that are of similar, like-minded, beings. So yeah. So I think it's all really a great thing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Cece.
Great. Well, as we close, is there any last words that you'd like to say to the listeners out there?
Yeah, for some reason, this keeps coming back to me. Yesterday, I went to one of the Unity churches, and they one of the speakers, her name is Jeannie King, and she shared, I wrote it down. It was Mark 11:24, and it says, "Beloved, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you receive it and it is yours." And the reason why I even say that, because I'm not a real religious person, but I'm a spiritual person. It's in the believing. It's not just putting prayers out there and wishing. You have to believe and have a conviction that you will receive whatever you're asking for. So if it is a lover, if it is success, if it is some peace of mind, the resolution of a problem that you're being challenged with, if it's your health, if you believe that whatever you desire is going to come to fruition, then that's where it all lies in. It's in your belief. So I want to leave that with everybody.
Well, that is so true. And I tell you what, this station and this show is definitely, something that has arisen out of definitely belief of others. So yeah, so very, very true, very powerful words. So I appreciate it. So again, thank you so much for being on the show, and we will have your show there for everyone to be able to listen to. And I do appreciate it again, once again. And please, everyone, go to her site. It's Dr. Kat Smith. That's DrKatsmith.com. And you'll have access to her books that are there, to the Power Challenge, which I'm going to sign up for myself. So I think that's great to be able to have it, if I'm not on it already, because I thought maybe I was. And then also, take advantage of, the schooling that she has there, the programs, to be able to, understand yourself a little bit more and be able to, draw in really, the ones that are going to be appropriate for you. So I think it's wonderful. Well, thank you again.
Hey, thank you.
All right. Well, bye for now. And I hope we'll see you again real soon.
You will. Take care.
Okay, bye. All right. Well, this is Cece with Going Solo, and you are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. We had our famous Dr. Kat Smith, who has been with us for quite some time here on WGSN, and we're so proud to be able to have her back again. So I hope you guys will listen and enjoy the show and listen to other shows that we have with you. So bye for now.